Max Kellerman on First Take on ESPN on if the Browns and Steelers are still even or have the Browns overtaken the Steelers now in that AFC North.
I don't believe in Ben Roethlisberger as a championship quarterback anymore. And also, the Steelers' running game, it's not that the running backs need to be improved. They try to do it through the draft. It's that the offensive line wasn't good. It wasn't good protecting the quarterback. It wasn't good blocking for the run. That's it. Right? That's the real problem they had. And it's on paper gotten worse, right? You have retirement of, veterans. Okay, the Cleveland Browns not only have two stud running backs for real, but they have the best pass blocking and run blocking offensive line in the game, rated number 1 by Pro Football Focus. Both pass, that almost never happens, but they have it. Plus they have receivers, plus they have an ascending young quarterback, and Odell Beckham Jr. I know I've talked about the chemistry issues, but he knows he's got to fit in now coming back. Cleveland Browns are better than the Steelers.
Let's bring in Mac Robinson from 92.3 The Fan. Mac, you buying that? Have the Browns overtaken the Steelers in the AFC North?
Absolutely. And Dave, it's funny because, most years you'd expect, at least from this kind of a rivalry, to have a gradual kind of switch. And maybe, a couple years where it's a little bit competitive between the two. But, it really just seems like overnight, both teams have really just completely flip-flopped where, now you're getting towards the end of Ben Roethlisberger's career. And I look at what he's able to do on offense, and I think that he's quite limited. And to be honest, he still acts like, he is still in his prime and he can call what he wants and do what he wants. And just to be honest, he really can physically. And I look at what Ben Roethlisberger and that offense can do in Pittsburgh. I worry about that offensive line. That offensive line, you only have one returning starter, and he's switching positions from right tackle to left tackle. And on top of that, too, they have a great defense. But again, when Ben Roethlisberger is trying to dictate that offense, it's not going to go anywhere. I don't like any of the receivers on that team. Deontay Johnson is interesting. And, Juju is Juju. But at the same time, with his TikTok dances and the comments that he makes, I don't know how much I can actually trust the guy on the field to actually give me production week in, week out. We haven't seen it consistently, since 2019. And so I look at that Pittsburgh team. I think that, they're a hollow shell of what they used to be. And, whereas the Browns, they're on the ascending side. I'm not used to agreeing with Max Kellerman, but here we are. They're a young ascending team. They have one of the top offensive lines, if not the top offensive line in the game, and, a great running game. And on top of that, explosive playmakers on the outside to boot. So, it's amazing what can happen, just overnight in just these short couple of years. 2017 going from 0-16 to here in 2021, the Browns are by far the better team between them and the Steelers.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Keep in mind the Steelers started out 11-0 last year and then kind of fell off the face of the earth.